Businesses are changing constantly, and customers have more questions than ever about your company and your products. They want helpful answers right away to get their problems solved. Being able to address customers' questions rapidly and effectively can have a profound impact on your business. Kyndi Natural Language Search is an AI powered solution designed to find the right answers for your customers and your support agents at unprecedented speed and precision. In this short video, we will demonstrate how Kyndi's natural language search outperforms a keyword-based search solution in finding the most relevant information for your customers. Let's use Apple's support site for our comparison. I'm a gadget guy. I've had an Apple Watch for a few years now, and I like to explore useful new features. I recently learned that I can receive all sorts of public safety alerts, or PSAs for short, such as extreme weather alerts, alerts involving imminent threats, Amber Alerts, emergency broadcasts, or alerts from my local government bodies. Let's see if we can figure out how to set them up on my Apple Watch. Let's try the Apple search first. After typing the question, "Can I get PSA alert on Apple Watch?" I get a long list of answers that spread across a wide range of topics. Scanning through the results, there's nothing really helpful. I see topics about Apple Watch's assistive touch feature, how to use the compass feature on an Apple Watch, reading blood oxygen levels, but nothing about receiving PSAs. So maybe Apple Search doesn't understand the term PSA. Let me phrase the question differently and see if it understands it better. Let me ask, can I receive an Amber notification on Apple Watch? Again, no relevant answers were found. Okay, how about, can I receive an Amber text message on an Apple Watch? Still no relevant results. Well, that's frustrating. But let's give it one more try. How about, can I receive an Amber Alert on Apple Watch? Finally, after scrolling up and down the result page, I spotted something about Apple Alert and emergency and government alerts. Okay, looks like we finally got somewhere after several failed attempts. That's not very efficient. Now let's try asking Kyndi the same question. Let's type, "Can I receive PSAs on my Apple Watch?" into the Kyndi search bar. Right off the bat, I get a list of highly relevant results. The top answers point me to an article titled "About Emergency and Government Alerts on iPhone and Apple Watch" that contains the answers I'm looking for. The link took me to a specific page that has comprehensive information about the emergency and government alerts on Apple Watch. Clearly, Kyndi understands my question and knows that PSA is an acronym for Public Service Announcement, so it was able to retrieve meaningful results for me instantly. Let's try using different words with Kyndi. Let's ask, can I receive Amber notifications on my Apple Watch? As expected, that didn't change the outcome. Kyndi gives the same set of relevant responses despite the different words I used. And if I replace the word notification with text message, I still get the same answers back. Same when I change text message to alert. This is because Kyndi not only understands domain-specific terms, such as PSA and Amber Alert, but it also knows that PSA, emergency and government alerts, Amber notifications, and Amber Alert are synonymous, referring to the same thing. Phrasing the question differently still returns consistent results. Next, let's look at two different queries that are looking for the same information. I'd like to know how to set up an Apple Watch feature for vision-impaired users. On the Apple support site, let's start with the query, "Steps to configure an Apple Watch for vision-impaired." Nothing useful returned to help with that setup. Let's try a few variations. Apple Watch feature for vision-impaired. Nothing yet. Apple Watch feature for blind user. Still no relevant results. Finally, setting up an Apple Watch with VoiceOver. The first result points to what I was looking for. If I didn't know the formal feature name, I couldn't leverage this feature. Now let's see how Kyndi handles the same pair of questions. Entering "Steps to configure an Apple Watch for vision-impaired" returns the expected result in the top spot. Entering "Setting up an Apple Watch with VoiceOver" also returns the expected results in the top two spots. We call this cognitive capability query resiliency. A search solution that offers query resiliency allows users to ask questions in their own words and return the desired results regardless of how the question is phrased. And there's more. Kyndi can also detect the user's intent in a query. What that means is Kyndi understands that certain phrases within a query signify an intent for that search. For instance, when I ask Kyndi which iPhone version was introduced in 2016, in this case, the phrase which iPhone version is looking for a specific iPhone model that satisfies the criteria introduced in 2016, rather than search for the words which, iPhone, and version in Apple's support content. Note that Kyndi rightly returns results referencing the iPhone 7, the iPhone 7 Plus, and the iPhone SE. In contrast, a keyword-based search primarily does word matching and nothing else, rendering it unable to determine user intent. As a result, it fails to find meaningful answers. The ability to understand human language, domain and industry-specific terms, synonyms, and intent are just several examples of the cognitive techniques Kyndi employs to retrieve the most relevant and contextual information for your users. With Kyndi, your customers and employees can get their questions answered right away instead of wasting time on fruitless searches, resulting in faster time to results and decisions. Want to learn more about Kyndi's natural language search solution? We are happy to show you a live demonstration and discuss how you can use Kyndi to improve customer experience and stay competitive in this challenging business environment.